Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Artichoke Music. There's just not a disembodied voice. I'm back here at the sound booth, just talking to you. Couple of ground rules here at Artichoke Music. That big purple box there next to the stage is, in fact, a restroom, just like the sign says. However, we ask that you please not use it during the show. Just, we don't need to know. So, however, we do have two other very fine restrooms here in the building. If you go out the way you came in, which is through the black curtains, and then to your left, you'll see a walk about 5 steps, those stairs. If you go to the top of the stairs, there's a restroom at the top of those stairs. However, if you take 3 more steps toward the store and then take a left past the wall of banjos and mandolins and ukuleles and the little twinkly lights, at the back of the store is another restroom. And it's open 24/7. So, the other thing is, if you have a device that you talk on from time to time, would you please turn it off, or at least put it on stun for the remainder of the evening? We would appreciate it. Okay, that's all I got to say. Please welcome your host for this evening, Margaret Bloomfield.
Thank you so much, and welcome to Artichoke and to Classical Revolution PDX annual Bach-xing Day. Well, I say annual because the last time we did it was 2019. Yeah, right before the pandemic. So it's been a really long year. So our 14th annual. Who we are a large group of musicians, classical mainly musicians, who form a community. And there are many classical revolutions around the country. Indeed, there are a couple in Europe. So at last count, something like 38. I don't know if you'd ever heard of classical revolution before. So we're the PDX part of it, a 501c3 nonprofit. Our mission is to bring classical music listening and performing opportunities out of high-priced ticket venues and make it accessible to people who usually wouldn't get to hear it. So that also means bringing musicians together who might be isolated with their instruments. There are many people who love playing music, but they're not in professional organizations, or they didn't go to conservatory, or they did and then they did something else with their lives and they still love playing music. So we're a way for them to get together, and they can rehearse in advance, they can connect with each other. So I can switch from they to you. If you're musicians and want to join us, you can sign into our Facebook page. It's a black and white icon of a cellist, a female cellist, and you can like that page and find out everything that we're doing. There's also a Google group so that musicians can connect with each other, practice, so that when they come, they're rehearsed, but they can also bring music just to sight read and say, who's here tonight who who plays viola and who can fill in for this. So it can be that way too. Sight reading skills are a whole set of skills by themselves as well. So we like to incorporate that. We are collaborative in every sense of the word. We collaborate with other nonprofits throughout the year to bring our musicians into public spaces. We collaborate across genres. So we've worked with singer-songwriters before to provide classical musician backing for their work in paid programs. We offer unpaid and paid programs to our musicians. The unpaid heart and soul of what we do is a monthly chamber jam. It takes place at the Waypost Inn on North Williams the second Sunday of every month. So you're welcome to join us at 6:30 in the evening in winter time. And we usually have about 3 hours of music, so it's fairly hefty. Sometimes we have 20, 21 performers lined up for that. And if you want to sign up in advance for that, usually through our Facebook page, we have a link to a sign-up sheet. So you're welcome to, or your loved ones, friends and family are welcome to sign up there. So we have everything from amateurs to professionals, semi-professionals. in our organization. That's another way that we are kind of breaking the mold, the hierarchy of classical music. So we're sort of anti-elitist, deeply at our core, and also, you know, in terms of financial accessibility. So, let's see. I think I want to move on to the music, but beforehand, at the break, I'll tell you some of our other programming that we have coming up this year. But I decided to bring some musical jokes tonight, and I thought I would give the crowd an opportunity to vote on the topics. So, let me put something down here. So, maybe just a show of hands. I have a couple bar jokes. I have a Bach joke. I have some conductor jokes. I have a brass player joke. I have a whole bunch of jokes that are like pun-based. Let's see, show of hands for a bar joke. Okay, we got 4. Show of hands for a Bach joke. Oh, wow, that's a biggie. Show of hands for a conductor joke. Okay, that's next. And a brass player joke. Okay, and then, wow, okay, all right. So I see where the crowd is at. I'm going to give you your Bach joke first. Oops, wait.
What, no viola joke?
There are so many of viola jokes. It is insane how many viola jokes there are. Why do people love to laugh at viola jokes too? Not just viola, violist. The people who play them. Why are they the butt of jokes? I want Okay. So it's envy. Okay. Any other ideas? Okay. They burn longer than violins. Yeah, they burn even longer. Of the middle child. Oh, that's great. Yeah, speaks of violist there. Are you a middle child?
No, I'm first born.
Oh, okay. Why did Bach have so many children? You got it, but he didn't have any stops on his organ. Dreadful. So, more jokes later. I want to bring up our first performer. We're going to start with Jeffrey Chan on guitar. He's going to play the cello suite of Bach on guitar, a prelude from a suite. I also need to say a huge heartfelt thank you to Jeffrey Chan for so much work organizing this event. Let's give it up.
I'm Jeff Chan, playing the prelude from the cello suite, BWV 1007. Excuse me.
Well, after that beautiful first piece, it's really jarring for me to go and tell this joke, but you asked for it. It's, yeah. What's the difference between an orchestra and a bull? Oh, you don't get to say it. I have a sneaking suspicion he's heard this one before. Any other guesses? Interesting idea. And that is half of it. The difference between an orchestra and a bull is on a bull, the horns are at the front and the asshole's at the back. See what I mean? Jarring. And you set such a mood. Our next performer is Chris Swanson. He's going to bring us two pieces tonight, the Sonata No. 1 in G major, the first movement of it, and a jazzy version of Jesu Joy.
So I was on an airplane yesterday coming back to Portland, and I was looking for events that I could play some music on, and I found this event right here. So I signed up at the last minute, and here I am. I tried to choose music that I could remember, during that 24-hour period. I'm going to warm up for a second. My father was a conductor, and my mom plays the horn, so the joke just now resonated a little bit. was on the last note. My hand started to go, geek, 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 geek. Okay, so this morning, like 10 o'clock in the morning, I was thinking the Facebook post that I saw about this event, it had the word fun in there. And then I was thinking about the piece that I just played right there. It's not fun at all. I love it, but it's not fun. So I was trying to think of something fun. So I'm going to try to play this Bach piece in, swing kind of style or jazzy or country. I'm not sure what it is, but anyway, I'll give it a shot. And I forgot. Oh, it's in 3. It's like a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1, 2, 3. But right now I'm going to play in 4. So this is hard for me. Thank you. I had a good time.
There are some serious coincidences here. One of them is that my father was a conductor too, and his first instrument was the horn. Got some things to talk about. But so I pulled out my other conductor joke so that we could sandwich Chris's pieces with conductor jokes. So this one is a little bit, for folks that know something about which conductor conducted which orchestra. Why was the former conductor of the Berlin Philharmonic always first off the plane? Nice plane joke, because he just got off a plane. Why was the former conductor of the Berlin Philharmonic always the first off the plane? Because he only had carry-on luggage. Herbert von Karajan. The next performer is Brennan Bouzuk. Have him, that's a new name for me. Welcome to the stage, Brennan. He's going to be playing part of the third cello suite on guitar.
It's actually a bouzouki.
Ah,
This is a weird Frankenstein instrument.
Wow. Okay. Do you want to say that? Oh, you want to say that louder so the mic can get it?
Yeah, so this is actually a very weird and unique instrument. It started life as a tenor guitar, and at some point, someone strung it up to be a bouzouki, which is more or less a really resonant octave mandolin. So I also just got my eyes dilated like an hour ago. So we're just gonna chalk up any mistakes to the fact that I can't see things right now. Yeah, so these are just I'm probably just gonna play the prelude and the gig for the third cello suite, which is usually in C, but today it's in G. tuning. Doesn't like humidity. All right, let's go.
What do you call a beautiful woman on a trombonist's arm? A tattoo. Welcome, fellow board member Corey Johnson, who's going to give us the Sonata Number 1 in G minor, the Presto movement. Hang on.
Half of mandolin playing is just tuning. This is a later movement from what the Chris played on the violin. And to maximize fun, I will also be taking it a little easy, so presto is, you know, aspirational.
We're about halfway through, I think. I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about what we have coming up in the next year. In April, we have a paid event. That means that our musicians get paid for that. And the focus is Ukrainian music. There's so many composers that people here never get a chance to hear, contemporary as well. So we are putting together a program that is quite diverse and diverse historically as well. In April, that's supported by a grant that we just got. Wonderful. Thank you, Multnomah County Cultural Coalition, for that. In June, there is an event you may or may not have heard about called Make Music Day. It's kind of across the city in many venues, and people can go and just play. And our musicians always do something at those events. Some of them are outside because it's beautiful weather around then. So look for Make Music Day. It's the end of June, usually, when the weather starts to become nice. Between June and September, you've probably seen, if you've been around Portland at all, piano push plays, pianos, decorated pianos. Anybody seen any of those? They're usually in outdoor spaces around. There's always one at the Art Museum. There's one on Mount Tabor quite often, many outdoor spaces, and people can just sit down and play. Well, we've organized musicians to do things around those pianos in the past, and we intend to this year as well. In November, there is the Portland Book Fest. I don't know if anybody is familiar with that. Do you attend the Book Fest at all? But we're always looking for opportunities to collaborate with literary artists there. And then, of course, the next Bach-xing Day. So donations, people here have already donated in their ticket price, but the online audience can donate at classicalrevolutionpdx.org. If you'd like to volunteer and you're here in person, you can talk to me or talk to Corey Johnson about that in the break or afterwards. I'm going to leave a couple of minutes for people to get up and get another drink, get anything that they want from the bar, and then we'll settle in for the second half. we're going to start the second half here, welcoming David Brokaw to the stage. He is going to play 2 movements of the Italian Concerto of J.S. Bach. We were thinking he'd be able to play the whole thing, which would have been just delightful. He had an accident that traumatized his right arm a little bit, but not enough that he can't play the first 2 movements. So we're grateful for that. Oh, before that, one joke. I got to get this one in because it is thematically related. Why didn't Handel go shopping? Because he was broke.
Can I introduce my page turner, Margaret?
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, sure.
Thanks very much.
Happy to.
Yeah, I had a water pipe burst on Christmas Eve, and I was running around the house trying to find the water shutoff valve, and I slipped on a set of cement stairs and whacked my elbow. So that's gets me every time.
I'm going to welcome up to the stage a cellist of the evening, Jerry Bobby. He takes a while to set up, so I got 2 jokes for us. Yep. And so this is really perfect for our community because, you know, we're amateur to professional musicians, everything in between. We make a living in various different ways. What song do hungry musicians like to play the most? The Taco Bell Canon.
One more time, what was that?
What's that?
I missed that.
Oh, you missed the joke?
I missed it.
That's because you're setting up. You can't tell it again.
No, I guess you can't.
I'll tell you after.
Tell me later.
And the second one, this is a bar joke for you. Middle C, E flat, and G walked into a bar. What did the barman say? Really good. Very good. No minors allowed. So we had a jazzed up, kinked up version of Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring. So Jerry and I figured we'd bring kind of a straight version of it. Kind of a straight version. Oh, that's light here. I know what I have to do. I don't know if any of you know what the German title for this is. The Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring was actually not a translation of this title. It was a title in a poem. It was a line in a poem by a British poet. He was actually the poet laureate for a really long time, 1913 to 1930. And in 1930, this arrangement was made. So he died in 1930. So I think this was in honor of him. I think that this was made. He was also the author of many hymns as well as a poet.
And a few hers, too.
While we're on jokes. So it's his line, Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring. The German is Wohl mir, dass ich Jesum habe, which is, I have joy because I have Jesus. It's from the 147th cantata, and it's the 6th movement of 10 from that cantata. And the arranger of this, I just think it's both of our favorite arrangements, Harvey Grace. I should probably put my music glasses on, right?
So this will be very graceful. So I had no water mains break. I didn't get off an airplane. My eyes weren't dilated. But I did forget to bring my normal glasses, my reading glasses. And I haven't any sleep for a couple of nights because there were some good parties the last few days. Because you always have to have some excuses, you know. Yeah. Well, that's a big part.
Yeah, it's 5 pages. It takes kind of a page turner for it.
Oh, wait a minute. Jealous, huh? Sure. Good. Yep. we come to the terrifying part of my performance.
He's going to stay up on stage and do a cello suite on the cello. You want a microphone to tell what you're going to be doing?
Sure.
We need another joke, right?
Good.
Well, let's see. Why did the pirate buy a Pavarotti album? Because he loved the high seas.
So I spent about the last 20 years working on these suites after avoiding them early in my life. It's the greatest cello music and the scariest cello music and the best foria cello music. Makes my hands get sticky and sweaty before I play every time. It's just crazy. Never does at home. So when I started learning the suites, I numbered the 36 movements from 1 to 36 and what I thought was the difficulty factor of them. It seemed pretty obvious which were the difficult ones and challenging and which were the ones I could probably do quickly or learn pretty quickly. So I just finished the last suite, which was the C minor last year, and actually this year, probably early this year. And it needs some running time in front of people. I need you to get better at these because right in the front of my edition, it says that you need to run these things in front of people about 100 times before you start figuring out how to play them. It's a totally different picture at home as in front of people. The great German cellist Alban Gerhardt a couple of years ago spent 2 years going all over Europe playing them at train stations outside so he could get the hang of them because that's what it takes to be able to do them. So I've decided, I was thinking of doing all the Allemands. I like the Allemands, but I think it might be better for me and maybe you'll like it better and I hope I do it well. Is my last one I learned, the C minor, the great C minor suite. So I'm going to do without repeats and it should take about 20 minutes maybe. That's, if I'm not doing well, I'll stop. Oh yes. 6 movements. Prelude, Allemande, which is like a sort of a walk through the park. Courant, which is a very fast walk through the park. Sarabande, which is a slow movement in 3 with the emphasis on beat 2. Very interesting texture to those. The 5th movement is in a sort of interchangeable movement, and this one is a gavotte in the C minor suite. It has 2 parts to it, so it runs normally A, A, B, B, C, C, D, D, A, B, but I'll be doing A, B, C, C, D, D, A, B. And then, of course, they always end with a jig, or a jig. so I played this twice yesterday at parties, which is fine. Oh, man. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. And I hate this. I hate myself for this. But I'm going to, I'm just going to switch to the fourth suite and try something else just because I just have to do, I'm sorry about this. Or I could just skip to the second movement and keep going. One of the two. Your choice. Pardon?
Whatever feels right.
I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to go to the element. I'll just skip the prelude. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. Teaches me what I need to work on. I know just what I'm doing when I get home. I won't miss that one again. Give yourself a break.
So that concludes the musical part of our evening. Before we get to the raffle, everyone who bought a ticket got a raffle ticket. So if you want to get those out and ready. Before we get to that, Jerry had a little story that he wanted to tell. And it kind of occurred to him because I decided to donate viola that had come to me to Classical Revolution, and we were talking, and this story came up. So, do you want to take this mic? This mic? Any of them? Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about this because Margaret brought this viola, and I remember this story a long time ago that I had heard. We all know the story of Leonard Bernstein, how he became famous, sort of a last-minute replacement thing. Well, that's not the only time that ever happened, because I had this friend years ago told me about the story. He was in the Topeka Symphony, and they were on tour. Anybody can pay for a tour and go play anywhere. And so, I mean, I So they were at Carnegie Hall and about to do this concert. The place was sold out. I mean, it was a very exciting event. And they had a wonderful conductor and a great program. They were really ready to go with this thing. It was just wonderful. And the conductor was stricken with some sort of a terrible attack, an illness, and he had to be taken off to the hospital. It was about a half an hour before showtime. All the tickets were sold, it was filled up. This is like the greatest thing ever for the Topeka Symphony. So they were going to cancel the concert, refund the money. It was terrible. And they're backstage, and the orchestra management is just having a fit. They don't know what to do. And what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And the last chair violist, this guy named Teddy, he came over to the management and said, you know, I studied conducting. I'm actually pretty good at it, and I know this program. I went to did the rehearsals, and I know the music, and I can do this. Let me do this. No, it's ridiculous. You have no rehearsals. You can't do it. Oh, no, please. It's better than just throwing all that audio, that money away and sending the audience away. We've got to give it a shot. Give me a shot. Please, 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 please. Oh, all right. What the heck? So Teddy puts his viola down, goes up to the podium at the concert, and just as brilliant, beyond belief brilliant, gets incredible reviews. The audience goes nuts. They want encores. They're just crazy good. And everybody thought this is the best thing they've ever seen. This conductor was out of sight. It's just wonderful. And so anyway, the main conductor was ill for about a couple of months in the hospital trying to recover from this. And so so Teddy kept conducting. And he was just fantastic. Just day after day, rehearsal after rehearsal, concert after concert, just bringing the house down. They've never seen anything like it. Just incredible. About a couple of months later, the main conductor is better, and he comes back, and they've got to let him back in. So he comes back to conduct, and Teddy goes back to last chair viola, sits down next to, on the last stand there, next to his stand partner, and his stand partner looks over at him and says, "Oh, Teddy, I missed you. Where have you been?" Now the end of the story is Teddy was Margaret's father. And that's where that viola came from.
It's like, that doesn't work, does it? That deserves a response. It's an embellishment. To the extent that his name was Theodore. But he never played the viola.
You don't know that.
I love that blurring of fact and fiction. It's fabulous.
It could be true.
I love reading fiction like that, material like that too. Okay, do I need to hold this while I do the raffle? Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole, yes, the whole thing.
Introduce the gifts first.
Oh, okay, you want to do that? Yeah, you want, or I can name them while you pull them out and show them?
So people can choose.
Yeah, okay. So we have 2 gift cards from Starbucks. Oh, I thought you were going to, okay, yes. We have a book by an amazing pianist, Jeremy Denk. He was in Portland recently, something like in the last year. And that was just an amazing concert. So
I went to school with Jeremy Dink.
Oh, did you really? Wow.
Surprised me when you said the name.
Wow. Yeah. No, his concert at the old church was just gobsmacking, I mean, just every second. Yeah. Then we have some music going for
Classical guitar, tablature,
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
We have a book of impressionist guitar works. There's Satie in here. There's Ravel in here. We have a copy of the prelude that I played, actually, 1007, the I think it's Jonathan Duart version. We have a stem kit. It's a walking robot, perfect for people ages 7 through 11, or grandkids of that age. We also have another STEM kit. It's a spinning arts machine. That's another option.
We have two books of music here that are for aspiring or beginning pianists. Gurlitt, the Six Sonatinas, and a volume of Kabalevsky, Pieces for Children, here. So we're going to call out numbers, and if you won, you get to pick your choice of those things. Oh, is this also in there too? We should name that. There's a bottle of wine in here. Rosé, Côte de Provence. And then we have, these are separate, right? Two separate gifts. One prize, okay. They're French butter cookies, La Grande Galette. Okay. So the first winner is 016108. What did that person get? Yay. Ah, yes. Next winner, 016101. Yay. Yay. 016113. Zero 16112. 112. Aha. I think they're all 016, so I'll dispense with that. 105. Oh, how sweet. Yay. Thank you. Then we have 097. Aha. Ha. Okay. 099. It is.
Actually, I'd like to have somebody else have this if they wish it, because it's a guitar music. I'm not going to be able to do it.
Oh, okay.
So if anybody would like that, they can have it.
Guitarist?
I couldn't even play something I knew today.
Hmm.
STEM kits? I don't even know what that is.
This one is it's like a little thing you put together. It's got like
100. Then we have 110. No 110. How could there be, how could there not be? Oh, it could be David or okay. 102. So we have some T-shirts, don't we, too? Didn't we have some classical Rev T-shirts? Did we? Oh, okay. We didn't have any left. Okay. I have a suspicion that any left were like small, but but oh yeah, extra smalls. Yeah, you could go with the little kids for kids. 102. Oh, that's two. Oh yeah. Okay, I read that one already. And then 111. So that one's yours. So what we have left here are the Star Wars guitar music, the piano sonatinas, and the spinning art machine. And this is 093. Well done. Let's see. So we could just let whoever wants to come and get these at this point, since they're music. Thank you very much for participating in our raffle. Thank you for all those who donated for that. Yeah, thank you very much for attending. Our next Chamber Jam is the second Sunday in January over at the Waypost at 6:30. We'd love to see you there, instruments in hand or empty-handed, and wish you a wonderful evening. Thank you all for coming.